Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Ollie Show, where you will find special guests, hot topics, and unexpected surprises. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Ollie Show. Today, I'd like to invite you to open your hearts and clear your mind as we dive into our topic. There are a number of people that are classified as what we like to call influencers. And I've brought some very special guests here today that are influencers, and I wanted to be able just to open a discussion and to be able to just learn from them and understand exactly what influencer is. So, without any further delay, let's go ahead and let's welcome Ariel, Steph, and Justin. So, how are you guys doing on today?
Great. Yeah.
So, I have a number of questions that our viewers have actually wrote in, and they, really wanted to be able to just get more of an understanding about influencers and really what the purpose really is of them. So, Ariel, I want to start with you for a moment. Just give me your description of what an influencer really is.
Well, an influencer typically is a content creator, and that may or may not be something that is creative. It may be something that is as simple as their product being themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that people kind of connect with, and it creates a following. I feel like really it's sort of a platform to put things out there that are meaningful to people.
So what does the word influencer really mean to you?
In my case, I would say I'm putting out something that is very important to me, and I feel like is important to a great number of people, and the more that they learn about it, the better able they are to contend with real-world issues.
Real-world issues. Okay. And Steph, what do you think about it?
I believe that that's a good portion of that is really true. So it is something that I believe in strongly,
Okay.
and that other people may connect with. For example, this month, autism awareness is a big deal. So for me, autism is very important to me, simply because it's a personal thing, because I have a youngest brother that has autism.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, I know there's other people out there that has the same kind of connection. So part of my influence is educating people on autism.
Mm-hmm.
So part of my influence, and I may do activities, I will create content around that. Hey, this is how you can photograph someone with autism. Here goes some photographs of me and my brother with autism. These are things that he does. And so by creating content like that, I'm influencing those who have siblings or have family members with autism, or that they don't know anything about it, that I'm also teaching them. So influencing is influencing people's minds, and maybe their beliefs on what they, may have contact with or not at all. So.
Okay. And Justin, what about you?
You're similar. I would piggyback off of that. Influence to kind of get people on track, to motivate them to want to do something or whatever you have going on, something similar, or just to get them to want to move,
Yeah.
So I would say, to piggyback that, very similar. Yeah.
Okay. So Ariel, what exactly, give me your description of what you do.
Oh, okay. I am the host of a true crime podcast called Malice. Basically, I'm a sociological social psychologist, and I'm pursuing currently my PhD in criminal and forensic psychology. So the whole point of my show is to not necessarily give a crime line or, for anyone who's not familiar, a timeline of a crime,
Okay.
but to really dig into why violent offenders do what they do. So I'm looking at their backgrounds, development, psychology, sociology, environment, nutrition. I mean, it's everything, and how it culminates in somebody pursuing violent crime. So it's, I guess, educational in a lot of ways, but there is a creative aspect to it as well. So I would say there's some creative nonfiction
Okay.
that I do as part of my show. So
Okay. So when it comes down to it, you have a platform,
yes.
and this platform is on what type of social media? Everything?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm pretty much on everything except for Twitter.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
And I have my personal reasons for that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, and as far as platforms to listen to the podcast, I'm on every single one, from
Okay.
Audible to Amazon to Spotify, all of them. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And Steph, as far as for you, what is your as far as platform, and what really do you do as an influencer?
So for me, I'm a photographer, videographer, but then I also teach on social media. And so the big part of what I teach people is whatever your platform is, whatever your content is, whatever your business is, use whatever content you have. So I teach a lot of, just using your cell phone app. So I'm really big into technology.
Mhm.
So using your phone app or just using your phone, your camera gear, and things like that. Instagram is like my main place where I like to hang out.
Mhm.
Facebook has not been the best for me, and I tell people that because you're social media or influencer doesn't mean you have to be on everything. I know there's people that are like TikTok is amazing for me. It may not be amazing for everybody. So I'm definitely one of those people that's put your energy into where you get the most love from, or kind of build up one by one, because if you look around and in a blink of an eye, there's always a new platform. Because like even right now, there's Lemon that's being talked about.
What is that?
It's
See,
the
I'm see, look,
yeah, it's a new one.
Like lemons, like
Like Lemon. Yeah, so it's like a
Okay.
mix of Pinterest, TikTok, and Instagram. Like they say, Instagram how it used to be back in the day. So it's a new one that's coming up. Yeah, so like there's always something new.
I mean,
Yeah, so people are playing around with that one. I haven't quite got onto that one yet, but I'm still researching it, kind of figuring out that one. But yeah, that's my main thing is I like to teach people and just kind of say, I meet a lot of people who say, well, I have nothing important to talk about. And I say, everybody has something to talk about.
yeah.
It's just a matter of how you convey that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely where I try to encourage people. So that's pretty much what I do. But Instagram is definitely where I hang out. Like I do lives, and that's Instagram is my favorite. I know it gets a bad rap here and there, but that's my favorite platform.
Okay. And just go ahead and explain about yourself.
What I do photography, very similar to Steph, videography, also filmmaking, making shows. Definitely doing a lot of pictures for like weddings and clients and stuff like that. So, and also getting into more like real estate. So I would say, yeah. But my main passion right now would probably be filmmaking and doing like movies and stuff like that.
Okay.
For the most part.
And so with yours, it sounds like as if that would you classify yourself as an influencer, or would it be more as far as on like the business side, that's really behind the influencers?
I would say it's a little bit of both. I think if you, as a content creator, when you're making like shows or special effects or whatever, it kind of influence or motivates people to want to do something similar or do something cool. So I would say both, to a degree. Yeah.
Okay. And so one of the questions that did come to us that I wanted to definitely make sure I asked you guys was, when it comes down as far as like to your goals, it sounds like as if that this is something that you guys were looking to be able to do long term. So what would you probably say, I'll start with you, Steph, as far as a goal is that you really would like to be able to achieve?
For me, I would say just to encourage as many people as possible.
Mhm.
And I think long term is, of course, to create like in person workshops. Like I definitely love meeting people in person and online.
Okay.
But social, being on social media is also about being social. So I want to talk to you online, but there's so many people that I've met online that I'm like, man, it'd be really cool to meet them in person too. So in person type of workshop, but my main thing is that if I can encourage one person to go out there and to go live or to drop a video. I have a lot of people that say, oh, I hate doing videos. I would never put a video of myself on there. My goal is to make you feel confident enough in yourself to at least get out there and put yourself out there, whether that's by picture or doing a video. But that is always my goal when I talk to people and I hear, I'm scared, I don't want to. I ease you into the process. So
what is the reason when they really say that? Like why they don't want to, you know?
I don't like.
That they feel like they're going to stalker or.
Well, I tell them always be safe too, because there's definitely somewhere.
Yeah,
I have definitely encountered somewhere people on the internet, so I will say that.
Okay.
I will definitely say that.
I mean, so have you had people say that's the reason, or?
No, well, I haven't had people say that. A lot of times it's, well, I don't like the way I sound. My voice sounds funny, or I don't know what to say. I get nervous.
You know,
I'm gonna stutter.
Yeah, I can see that because I have the show and everything now, but there was a time where I used to did not like the way that I sound, and I didn't feel like I had a good voice, and so it was a number of different things. So I could see that to a certain point. Okay, so yeah, that does help. Okay, what about you, Erica?
Yeah, I feel a lot of that. There is that element of timidity, I guess, in getting started. I didn't like my voice either. I've never met another podcaster who has started out liking their own voice. And so that is a big part of like getting people past that. But as far as my goals, I guess those are kind of twofold. And one is to promote safety.
Okay.
There are a lot of things in true crime that are misunderstood. For instance, the difference between victim shaming or victim blaming and victimology. And that means that nobody deserves anything violent that happens to them. However, we need to know details about what happens in order to understand how to prevent it. And then ways that people can kind of insulate themselves from violent crime. And then another part of it is just the need to understand the humanity behind violent offenders. They're people, they're not monsters. They can do monstrous things. And without understanding that element, without putting ourselves in a position where we look at them as human beings, we can't understand how to prevent, how to intervene, or even how to rehabilitate. So those are really my big long-term goals in terms of what I do.
Okay, all right. You have anything extra you want to
Yes.
ask?
The goal for me would be to like make an impact again as being an influencer, influencing them to like want to do something versus just being at home, not really knowing what you want to do with yourself, being confused, but to, make an impact. Also, as far as what type of day they're having, make stuff creatively to make them want to like do something or be in a positive mood, basically, for me.
Okay. So what would you say possibly your biggest talent is?
My biggest talent, I think would probably be creativity and also connecting people. I believe that would probably be one of mine as far as like, people kind of gravitate and can kind of link through your personality or who you are. That's what I believe.
Okay. And what would you say your biggest talent is?
I would say getting people to open up and getting them to encourage them to do things that they didn't think they could do.
So how did you really get? I mean, like, are you like a counselor or something?
I just no. My day job, I'm a business analyst. I make reports.
You said like getting them.
I do, but I just listen to them. I tell like my personal stories about life because I definitely have experienced a lot of things in life, and so I would kind of share some stuff about myself. I think that makes them feel like, oh, okay, I can open up and tell you. I don't judge, and so I say I understand where you're coming from, and then I kind of say, okay, let's do baby steps.
So when they start seeing how relatable, as far as thinking, okay, I see what you're saying, then it makes it a lot easier for them to, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
As far as
I don't push them out. I don't just throw them in the pool. I be like, okay, let's go a little easy. I be wanting to, but I don't.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, and then what about yours?
I think making things accessible.
Okay.
I have a tendency to kind of talk like jargon, like from the academic world, and I realize that. And so I think through my podcast and through like deliberate language, and all of my episodes are scripted.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
That makes it easier because you know where you're going.
exactly.
Okay.
Like if I have them scripted, then I can also be like, oh no, that's not accessible at all. Like so, creating something that people can understand and enjoy.
Yeah.
And I know I'm talking about horrible things, but can enjoy the process of okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I that's kind of a big thing for me. And like I said, I do creative nonfiction, and so it's kind of pulling somebody into a story.
So when you say that you're talking about horrible things, do you think that that's the area that makes you be able to draw so many more people because they're looking, or what would you really say about that?
People have always been fascinated with true crime, but it really is the golden age because people are getting to a point where they're admitting that they're interested in true crime.
Yeah.
And so there really is, I think that is a big part of it, that people, they want to know the gruesome things, and it seems counterintuitive, but in some ways it makes them feel safer. Like, I know what this is, but there's another part that they want to understand why these people do what they do. So
Okay. And so I'm gonna ask this next question, and then after that, then we're gonna probably take a commercial break, and we'll come back, and after that, then pick back up. But this is really some good information that all of you have definitely been sharing with us. But I will start back with you, Steph, as far as just knowing real quick about when we look at as far as influencers. A lot of people, they would like to categorize them down. They'd say that you have to have a certain number. So do you feel like you have to have a number of followings before you can be that, or can anyone really be an influencer even if they, let's say, only have 20, 50, 100 people that are actually following them? And then the question just goes around to everyone else.
Yeah, you don't have to have a big number. And in times it depends. I think you're more genuine if you kind of have less. To a certain point, and I bring this up because there was one famous case of this influencer. She had like millions of followers.
Okay.
And she said, I'm going to sell t-shirts and I want everybody to buy t-shirts. She made 0 sales. If you have 2 or 3 million followers and they're supposed to be part of your community and you're an influencer, you should be able to sell t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't sell any, so that means you're not really influencing the right people, or the people didn't want what you were selling. So and then really micro influencers are really where it's at now, because now we're believing more of the micro influencer people versus the big people, because we know you don't really use this product. We know you're not using this tea.
Yeah.
You're selling us stuff that doesn't make any sense. So no, to be an influencer, you don't have to. A lot of brands are working with people on a micro level as well. So I tell people, don't let that be the thing that doesn't stop you from, working with brands and shooting your shot and trying to get, brand deals.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to take a break just for a moment. And when we come back, then after that, then we'll pick back up right here. We'll be back right after this.